y'all. So before I ask my question, I want to clarify a point that y'all mentioned earlier. You said you don't believe in white privilege, correct?
Yeah, it's a myth. It doesn't exist.
Okay. So according to the Bureau of Prison Statistics from last month, 38.3% of our current inmate population is black. But according to the 2020 census data, only 12.2% of our national population is black. So if you don't believe in white privilege, how do you explain this disparity?
So why are they in jail?
It has been this way for years, since the 90s.
No, why do people go to jail?
Why are black people in jail at higher rates than white people?
That's the question, right? Maybe because they commit more crimes than white people.
But that's not true. It actually is.
They do. So every independent analysis shows that blacks have committed a disproportionate amount of crime. No one wants to say it out loud, but it's true. In fact, in New York, 52% of murders are committed by blacks, 40+% of arson, 60+% of drug deals. And so the question you should really be asking is what drives them to commit crimes? That's the question, right? The real question is, and maybe I can ask you, what percentage of blacks are raised with two parents in the home?
So actually, according to the Uniform Crime Report for 2019, black or African American individuals committed only about 1 million crimes, while white people committed about 4 million
Yeah,
crimes.
so,
but that's
hold on.
proportion.
Yeah, how about the proportion?
There's a lot more white people than black people in the United States.
It's a 60% white country.
What's up, family? It's your dog, the Ultra Melanite, and it's time again to address the gorilla in the room. This guy said a lot of things that was incorrect. First thing he said that rubbed me the wrong way was the fact that white privilege does not exist, which we know isn't true, but we'll save that topic for a later date. Today, let's discuss the fact that he said that most black households don't have two parents. We all know the jokes about the black kids growing up without their father in the household, but no one wants to address the why, because it's probably an answer that you're not going to like. The black man was systematically removed from the household by the United States government. Ever since the 1860s, whole black towns and communities have been being destroyed. Wikipedia documents at least 50 towns that have been destroyed since the Civil War. Towns like Forsyth, Georgia, which in 1912 kicked out 1,000 of its black people. Or towns like East St. Louis, Illinois, which in 1917 kicked out 6,000 of its black people. Or towns like Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they just said fuck it and dropped bombs on the place. These towns had doctors, lawyers, schools, everything that they needed to survive, but they were destroyed and burned to the ground. Also, young black men from the early 1900s to the mid-1900s joined the military in very high rates just to be put on the front line and killed. Children become orphans just for y'all to laugh at 20 years into the future. And not to mention those famous experiments like the Philadelphia experiment or the Tuskegee experiment, where they deliberately gave black men syphilis and herpes to further destroy the black community. Now that brings us to the drugs. You can't talk about drugs in the black community without addressing the fact that it was facilitated by the United States government. Ronald Reagan, the same man who started the war on drugs, had a person like Noriega on his payroll. The United States government paid people like the Contras to bring cocaine into the United States and directly affect the black communities. Read the story of Freeway Ricky Ross. This is the things that you will never hear Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens talk about. So the next time y'all go demonizing black men, how about address the 40-ton gorilla in the room? Like and subscribe. Follow for more videos.